thank you very much. Magpapapita sa kantanan. That is Maguindanao greeting because I am a unique Maguindanao Pangkalakan Pudawato. Actually, the title of my song, since you were still alive and giving participation in the community. And yes, also there is a management. Actually, the issue in mental health is that people are always asking other people, especially those from mental health, why are you not developed? In spite of the fact that the government as well as the internal community are putting in development assistance, both financial and technical, to mental health. One of the reasons, of course, the main reason is conflict, which will be presented later on by Mr. Mac. And the second reason is because the programs that are implemented in mental health are generally not responsive to the culture of the people. And that is the focus of my presentation this morning. But allow me to give you a brief background about this Maguindanao community and the alternative learning system, because these are the key words of my presentation. Well, the Maguindanao community is the most dominant Moro group, particularly in South Central Mindanao, the so-called Cotabato Empire, which comprises the provinces of Maguindanao and Sharif Kamonsuan in the autonomous region from Western Mindanao, and North and South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, and Sarangani, all found in Region 12 or Central Mindanao. I will not explain to you what are these Moro groups are, because I think that will be elaborated by the next presenter. And this Maguindanao community has been, experiencing social and political problem, because actually, even nowadays, although it is off the record in mass media, the fighting between the armed forces of the Philippines, the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, is going on. I don't know if this is a proper forum for me to inform everybody that the fighting is still going on, and the Filipino people should be concerned why this conflict in Mindanao goes on. And because of that conflict, illiteracy and poverty are very evident in the Maguindanao community. And one of the interventions of the government is the alternative learning system, which was implemented initially in 1999 under the auspices of the ADB assisted non-formal education program of the government. And for the 2-year duration of that program, according to ADB, it was successfully implemented, as evidenced by high participation rate and the improvement of literacy level in this community. But when that was already turned over to the local government, specifically the municipal local government, my initial finding in 2004 shows that the program was not sustained because of the very low participation of the community posed by such issue as culture and sensitivity. Okay, so this goes on. Next, basahin na lang niyo siguro. Next. Okay, so these are the major findings. Anyway, so there are 7 key players in the implementation of alternative learning system program in the Maguindanao community. First, of course, the service provider. This may be a private or public institution that has capacity in implementing non-formal education or community extension services. So that's the service provider. And its major function in the program is related to program management, technical leadership and coordination. Then the next stakeholder is the learning group, which is composed of the Maguindanao out-of-school youth, and its function is for decision-making of all learning and IGP activities or income-generating project activities. Next is the municipal local government for technical, financial, and moral assistance. Next, district ed for technical and financial support also. Then the body of government, moral and financial. Next, other groups that comprise the parents and some other existing groups in the community. That is the convince and non-supportive community members and the religious group for spiritual and moral support. Then the IM. This is instructional managers. They are responsible for instruction, administrative, and coordinating functions. And the respondents have a very high expectation of the performance of these different roles by the stakeholders, but the result was the opposite. In other words, the expectation was too high and reality was too low. So that only implies that they were disappointed or not satisfied with the way these different stakeholders performed their roles during the management process of the ALS program. So see next. So these are some of the activities for service provider. Medyo, yan, sige ba sa ilan siguro? So those are the major reasons why these different service providers perform very low their tasks or major roles in the management of the ALS program. Okay? So yan. Mabilis pa kayo magbasa. Okay, so ayan. Okay? Anyway, if you are interested to know more about the grounds why we participated very slowly in the implementation of this, you may see me after this presentation. Okay. Okay, so there are 5 major activities involved in ELS: focusing community mobilization, localization program activities, management of the community learning center, learning modules management, and learning sessions management. And the result, some of the result came who are in the banks here. So low participation, especially in the first big activities posed by the entrance of the religious group. In other words, this Islamic religious group is very influential as regard to the adoption of any technology in the Muslim community. So, preoccupation with learning and extra activities as well as their income-generating activities and no self-confidence in management. This refers to the learning group who are out of the school youth and adult again. Okay, so this is the most preferred MMC convergence practices in ALS management. Pwede bang iban mo para explain ko ng konti? Okay, so usually before a program is accepted by the Muslim community, this is the preference. It should be scrutinized first by the community leadership. And then if that community leadership cannot decide by himself or herself, then he will consult some leaders in the community, and if that can still be, if the interpretation of the program is still not so clear to them, then they consult the other community. Then after that, if for instance they already accepted the program, then they would establish what they call safety needs. That is, to make sure that the program is not detrimental to the growth, not detrimental to the practice or practices in development and other social activities. So, it is only when that safety net is established that they would start to, to collaborate with the service provider, the government organization partners, as well as non-government organization partners in the implementation of that program. But the problem next is that the implementers of this program did not recognize the system of management of the program that this Bangsamoro people, specifically Maguindanao community, expects them to do. So, in a corporate practice in ELS management, these are the things that the Maguindanao community wants the service provider to observe during the management process. This design and establishment of complementary working system, then hanggang sa pang-anim. Okay, so the purpose so it is observed that their expectation is very high towards the reality. So reasons, yan sila. So I am only given a little more time to present this, and I think it is good if I will just make this as a puzzle and try to interpret according to your interpretation. Okay, pwede ba? Magkita ng content. Okay, so there are three participation powers for learners. If you know mo, that is a maganda ng terminology, pwede mo pakilin. Or manipulated power, then kapag-pagpagpunga or shared power, and the third one is dalutaya or emancipated power. What the Maguindanao preferred is the dalutaya or emancipated power, but what was observed during the implementation of the project is kinumugomo or manipulated power. So in other words, these service providers are always, manipulating their powers. What I mean is they are giving specific instructions for these people to do. So it is very natural that these people will accept the program. Next. So as for program operations policies, there are also three. The unod sa ganbutan o project-oriented, the kapagatuga o negotiation is part policy, and unod sa magiging based policy. The most preferred one is the community-based, while the one observed during the implementation is project-oriented. So you see how this program was implemented in the Maguindanao community. Expected these people would not accept this program. Okay, next. So motivation styles. Then there are three makadagdag ko sa ginawa or self-controlling. The second motivation is self-rewarding, and the third one is self-fulfilling. And these three motivation styles are highly preferred by the Maguindanao community, but what was observed was only self-rewarding. Why? Because they keep on telling these people that once you will graduate in this program, you will receive a diploma as elementary or high school graduate. In other words, it's only the program, as far as this interpretation is concerned, is that it is only concerned on the achievement of the Moro youth in the Maguindanao Moro community. So next. Okay, so low participation of the AMC in the LS management was attributed to established groups with strong advocacy for a peer-based program management. It is human, mas bilis siguro kayong bumasa, pasahin na lang. Okay. Okay, na. Next. Okay, so these are our recommendations. On visualization of ALS learning materials, design of culture-sensitive participation system in ALS management, design of appropriate conversion system to expect better complementation of stakeholders, establishment of conducive foundations for better participation of the specialty learning group, deepening of advocacy and community mobilization activities, institutionalization of local discipline for fund sourcing and human resource augmentation, and further study and analysis of typical convergence practices and participation powers of Maguindanaoans in community work management. Thank you very much.